Just a couple of boring questions. The first one is really boring. Not uninteresting, though, I think. And it's simply this. How do you, what do you look for in a photograph? Let me rephrase it. What interests you in a photograph?
I think what interests me in photographs is the same thing that interests me in all art. Really a window on human experience in some way. I mean, for photographs, it has to, I think there are some basic rules to construct an image that add a fair amount of interest to a piece. But really, something that makes me think, I wouldn't have taken that shot, is often what catches my interest.
Is it a question, do you think, these days of a raw, rough kind of photograph having more urgency than the slick, well-made print, or is that just a totally spurious distinction?
I think that came out of photography education, hitting a point where it became very academic and very documentary, and there was a reaction to that, to break out of those realms, not have to follow those rules.
Not to make the well-made print.
That's right, that's right. Well, I still think the well-made print is a big part of it. And I do find that even the point-and-shoot photographers still value that. They still put the money out to make a good print. But it's the act of taking the photograph isn't as ritualistic as it used to be.
Self-conscious.
That's true. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now, you're one of the judges for ART Condos photographing and the photograph and video clip contest. So you're not probably going to encounter, lots and lots of Ansel Adams or anything.
Right.
So, what are you going to be looking to award? What's going to rise out of the rubble for you? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I was talking to a curator about this, about an artist who I see as even a generation below me, which is hard to see. But
you're about 12.
That's right. Yeah. I grew up getting the internet and digital technology at about grade 7, grade 8, and there are artists I'm showing now that have grown up with it completely. And those artists, they serve as a conduit for what happens in pop culture, whereas my generation seems to comment more on what goes on in pop culture. So there's a different kind of instigation for the way they make work. So with a video clip, I imagine what's going to come out is that this is a conduit for a way of living, and that'll be, it'll capture a bit of a lifetime.
That's so interesting because it makes the video clip into a kind of guerrilla activity or hit and run activity where all that sort of careful planning about being a high artist is just irrelevant, right?
It's true. It can be true. Yeah. I do find, though, that when you come across work that has an academic background or has an education behind it, it is always strong.
Does it show?
Yeah, absolutely. Those elements become intuitive for the artist that's making the work. So, somebody says, oh, well, my teenager could shoot that or whoever could shoot that and have just as easy a time. It's the ability to shoot it over and over again. Different. So what I think we might get is there's a couple of really genius pieces that come out of a very true, honest, raw, intuitive moment.
Yeah. Well, let's hope so.
Absolutely.